All right, guys, here we are. I want to show you each of these clamps here. It's got 4 of these bolts in them, and I wanted to show you this because we went ahead to save time and show you this. You know, the tools, the Allen wrenches that you need are included. You simply lock them down like that. But all you do is you open these and you put on here what we already did to save time. We just simply opened these up, mounted one of them here. We want about halfway up the tower. We want the first one, and you kind of want this one as high as you can. We could go a little higher, but we're going to wait till we put the boom on. I'll show you in a minute, with the female section right here facing out here so that we can get the arms extended into it. So I just want to show you, all we did is simply pull each of these bolts out, place those on here, but to save time, we basically have set these in place but not tighten them real hard. Absolutely critical when we're done with this that you come back and every single one of those need to be as tight as you can get them. Very critical so it doesn't slip on here. Okay, so here we go. We've got, now it's time to put the the main boom clamp onto the lowest part of the tubing of your G3 tower. If you have another type of wakeboard tower with a leg in the front and a leg in the back, you'd put this on the lowest part of the rear leg of the tower. There's some installations where actually you could move it up front, but the main boom clamp on the G3 tower, we're going to now take and mount it to the lowest section here, and this is the master clamp. And then all we're going to do is take the supplied bolts right here. I had the wrong ones last time, grabbed the wrong ones, and now I'm simply going to get them started here, and I'm going to face it a little bit angling forward, because remember that it's very critical that, and here's supplied Allen wrench here, well, not for this one. We're going to put this right here like this. We're going to take the other one, I'm going to put it right here like that, and we're just going to tighten these, and I'm kind of aiming to have it angled forward. When we're getting your tower boom set up, every tower boom should have, you don't ever run it perpendicular with the side of the boat. You want to run it at least 15 degrees forward, as I'm going to do on this. I know a lot of people don't like that. They think that's not the way they do it, but trust me, that's the way they do it. We're getting out of the chine spray, and this is going to give us the best possible and the safest setup. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just getting these finger tight so they can't move, and I don't want them to slide, and then later we have to come back. So the next stage, I'm going to be coming out and we're going to be setting on the first and the second piece of the boom. We're going to put them together and hold them out, and we're going to guess at about, we'll aim for an adult, but if you're doing it for kids, you'd angle it down a little bit since this is so high. But we're going to put the boom together. I'll show you putting the 2 pieces together. We're going to set it into here, and we're going to angle it 15 degrees forward. Then we'll put the next section up. So we'll see you in a couple minutes with that. Okay, we're here at the next stage where we're dealing with the arms that go from the tower and attach to the boom. And here's how they come, which you can see right like this. And this center piece right here, actually when you twist it, if you're holding on to the end, this screws and either shortens it or lengthens it. On the G3 tower installation, what we've done, look at how much we've expanded it. What you need to do on the G3 tower installation, or any similar one like this, is that's unique to the G3 tower. Since we're going to angle it forward and it's so high, we want you to turn this until it literally comes off at both ends, and then I want you to screw it back on about a ½ an inch. And there's a pretty good indicator on here because there's some indentations from the manufacturing where they punch through the metal there to attach it. So that's about the mark. When you screw it back on, you'll see those as you're coming off. There's about 4 of them, I think, or 6 around here. And we just rolled it off, I'll show you here, just barely. There's some indentations. I don't know if you can see them there, Steve.
Yep.
All right, see there's some indentations. So you want to roll it till put it back on till it just comes to there. And I turn the middle one, which does both ends, but I'm holding it by myself. So that's how we want to get it. Now we're going to do it to this end, and then we'll see you for the next section. Okay, here we go. We're ready for the next section. This is the first part of the boom that is going to go right here onto the master clamp, as you can see that. And then what we've gone ahead and done is just simply loosened out the 4 bolts that come on these boom clamps, slid them over. We're keeping them loose. We got one tight, not even tight, just a little bit tight. The rest of them just closed, and here's where the next section of the boom's going to attach. So what we're going to do real quickly is we're going to take these boom, the arms here for the tower boom. We're going to connect them both top and bottom, and then we're going to connect them to here. And we got to keep everything loose because it's going to take a little bit of adjustment to get the boom, like I said, about 15 degrees further. So we'll see you in the next section, and we're going to show you how to do that. All right, so here we are. We had each clamp, it's critical to get them on in roughly these positions. This one critical down low. Then we left them a little bit loose, and off camera we brought the boom in to make sure that we would get the arms adjusted. But let me just show you how we're going to connect it now. Steve's coming in, and we're going to put the master clamp on first here. Got the arms in. All right, turn that a little bit. Down forward. Okay. Oh wait, I got the wrong one. Hold on a minute. Sorry, folks. There we go. You'll know if it's the wrong one because it won't go through all the way. And now what we're going to do is, I'll take this top one, okay, and bring it on up a little bit. This is why you want to do this on shallow water or something, or on a dock, because it takes a little bit to get it in. And now I'm going to come around front here. Give me a little push. Sometimes, okay, that went right in, but you can make a little adjustment right here with this. We're going to bring this one in. This might need a little adjustment here. And there we go, and that's in. So here's what we got. There's all these clamps. We got 2 on here that we kept kind of light until you get this adjustment. Now notice here, this isn't coming straight off the side at right angle. We want this forward about 15 degrees. Leave all these roughly loose until you connect these arms to make sure the distance is right. We're setting this up in a slightly downward angle that's going to be better for our young kids. If it was adults, you can raise these by adjusting these. I put this chest and shoulder height at least parallel with the water. But remember, on a G3 tower in a boat like this, you're quite a bit off the water. So we want a slightward down angle for little kids. Now that we've got that set, and where the end of the boom is going to be about 2 or 3 feet forward of where this is, and we'll show you that in a second. Now you got to come back and you have to tighten up each one of these. There are 4 Allen bolts in each one of these, so those have to be tightened really tight once you got your angle right, and then tighten up these. Every one of those has got to be tight. So in the next section here, we're going to be putting on the outside edge with the 2 cables, and we'll be showing you how to hook that up and making sure that all the angles are correct and everything's bolted up safely. See you in the next section. All right, so we're still rolling. All right, here we are for the next section. We've got this first part put in. A lot of times it's easy when you're doing this installation. We should have brought 3 guys for this. Now we got a little more help. But what you want to do is you can set this up, set this section on a ladder, and then you can make some of the adjustments. That's why it's so critical to leave these loose till you got them. We got them right, so we got these tighter now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put this next section in and slip it in. There's a little male section here, which you got to line up so the cables, the cables going the wrong way. They're pointing down. So I want to find the next section. I'll make sure I can see this. Let me see where there's the bottom, so I want to go right up to, there it is. All right, right there. All right, so there's the cables facing forward, right like this. This is just about coming out right there. Okay, now that came out, that's in there so it won't spin. All right, here we go. We're on the last section of setting this up, where we're attaching the front of the boat here. We got a carabiner, we got our Z block, but let me show you. I want to make sure we got this right. It's absolutely critical that if you come look from this side, come over here, is when we look at this, where the end of the boom is should be about 2 to 3 feet. For you Aussies, I can't convert that quickly without Siri, so you got it. It's about this far in front of the boom clamp. Absolutely critical, and we've got this down. If we were pulling adults mainly, I'm going to just make the assumption that someone was going to use this for kids. We put this about parallel with the water, but now And when you have little kids in the water, you can move people over to this side of the boat so they can grab the boom, and then you can adjust the weight with people from there. And then now we're ready for the cables. This is absolutely critical that you get this section right. And for some of you guys that are wondering, what comes with this, the cable pad comes with it, the carabiner, everything you need to hook this up, including the tools, comes with it. So here we got 8 Allen screws that go on this. So what we're going to do is we're going to snug this up. These cables absolutely have to be so tight that it takes another person to push on this to both get it on and off. So I've cinched this up a little bit. I'm about to tighten these screws, but first we got to make sure that we cannot just walk up and attach this. So follow me a minute. First we got to make sure that these, I'm going to put the carabiner on. The cables got to be even, and then we want to, now go ahead and push on that, Steve, because there's no way look how far away I am. I'm about 6 inches now. It's pushing on it. All right, so now I got it. Okay, so hold on to that there. I'm push on it again. See, now if you look, we got the cables are even, and now I'm going to pull this off, and I'm going to hold this tight, and we're just going to very quickly run through these and make sure they're all tight. You want to go like hit one at a time until you get them even, then flip the other side, tighten them up real tight so that when we're all said and done, these cables are tight. There's no way the end of that boom should have any play in it, or the cables should have any play in it whatsoever. If you do not have that right, you are asking for trouble. And again, remember, even though I'm making an installation video for people, so you guys can understand this process on a G3 tower, the thing you got to do is don't even open this box without calling us to let us help you do this, because we want to make sure it's right. Once this is set up, it takes about, if you're in shallow water, you can put this tower boom on and off in probably 3-4 minutes, probably 2 or 3, once you really know what you're doing in shallow water. Don't ever try and take this boom apart on the water. It's just going to be a problem. You're going to be needing parts for the thing that you dropped into the water. So you don't want to do that. Get into nice shallow water, so if you drop something, you got it right there at your feet and you can find it. So I'm not going to hit this perfectly right now because just for this video, but you want to get these things tight. You want to go around and around and around, making sure each one of these is tight. Notice I got about a 2-inch loop there, which is about what you want in here. And then you're good to go. And then you're going to need your buddy to push on the end of the boom to get it connected. And one other thing is, if you notice here, we've got extra cable. What you can do if it really bugs you, some of this will probably stick out, so you could run duct tape over this and hide it like that. You could duct tape it real tightly, but just for the purposes of this video, we're going to shove this in here right now, which is what you want to do. We're running our Velcro up here, and we're going to attach it over here on the cable. Run it through the cable, both loops. This is what protects your cables. You do not want your cables marking up your beautiful new boat. Now here we go like this. Now watch, I cannot get this. See how far I am away? I cannot reach that. Absolutely critical that you can't reach it. Now Steve, push on it. See, it's taking a bit of work. Okay, so now that thing should be rock solid tight. There you go. Cables are tight. This boom shouldn't move too much. See that? Cables tight, tight, tight. And that's how we roll right there. Like I said, do not cut any extra cables. Fold them in, tape them over to get them out of your way. And then after you're done with this, absolutely critical, don't use this until you've gone around in every single one of these screws. There's 4 of these here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of these here. 4 of those there. 4 of those there. And these, make sure everything's tight. Double, triple check it. That'll be absolutely critical. Now, a little tip. If you find it's hard to get these on and off after you've used it for a little bit, what you want to do is just loosen up, when you take them off, just loosen up 2 of these on the back side there as you're taking them up, and it'll be just enough of an adjustment on those so that the pin will line up, and then it'll be easier to get on and off. So that's just a little tip with you to give you. All right, so that's pretty much it. hope you have a great day, and expect a miracle on the water.